Hello and welcome to this week's sort of special edition of the Inter 2003 simulations that I've been doing lately. This is the Real Heroes 400 and is a full-length race that I've edited down and coming out the day before the actual Real Heroes 400 at Darlington. Things are a little different and then it's full length and everything, but all in all the same. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick there on the front row. All the ratings are the same. The starting lineup should have scrolled by you on the right side, and the stages today are lap 90 and lap 185. Kyle Busch gets the jump, and he would already pull up to the outside. Kevin Harvick settles in the second. No one racing that hard in the turn one right now. Everyone single files out relatively quickly on this first restart with no one trying to hold on to any spots. You can see Eric Almirola just giving away for no one racing hard. Austin Dillon going by Almirola and backs out of that spot. Doesn't want to be on the inside going into three. Everyone just sort of a lot of give and take early in the race. And Jones would sort his way past Harvick. Well, not really. Harvick lets him go. And Jones into second there. Guy I want to talk about early is Austin Dillon. He's running fifth. Those RCR cars have been good this year, and I would say, sixth. So that's a great run for the RCR number 3 car. His teammate Tyler Reddick's further back, but Darlington's tough on rookies. And William Byron, someone who hasn't had great luck at this racetrack. Well, the engine goes kaput, and he parks it in a plume of smoke on the backstretch. The 24 car is done for the day, and that brings out the first yellow. Kyle Busch leads everyone down pit road for 4 fresh tires. Eric Jones, however, decides to change it up and take 2, along with Clint Boyer and Austin Dillon, and a few more, but they'll will have a lot of pressure coming from the 18. There is a competition caution at lap 30. That's kind of what they're hoping for. They think everyone will pit for tires after 10 laps, so they're hoping they can even up on strategy and gain some track position. But I don't think it will work, and right away, 3 laps into the run, here's Kyle Busch knocking on the door. Clint Boyer for second. Looking into turn 3, he gets the spot. No real challenge there. And Eric Jones can't do anything to hold on to the spot. Kyle Busch goes around, and Kyle Busch to the lead after 4 laps in this run. And Busch would still be leading when the competition caution came out. Denny Hamlin closes that gap to get to second. Kyle Busch, the strongest car of the day so far, but Denny Hamlin's the first one who really got up there and challenged him for the lead. Busch would lead the field again down to pit stops as before. Now, something to note, this is 2003 rules, so lap cars to the inside. That's why we'll see guys like Chad Fincham on the inside line on restarts. And that will usually help the leader because they can get away and get to the preferred line in 1 and 2. And second place gets caught with the lap car racing to clear them. Eric Almirola would eventually clear the lap car and leave Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin fighting over that spot. That would really be the story of this early race. Kyle Busch and Eric Almirola breaking away, but another story back in the pack in the top 10. Ricky Stenhouse and Chris Buescher both running 8th and 9th respectively. A good day for both of those cars. 47 won the pole for the Daytona 500, and the 17's just been having a solid year already. And speak of the devil, the 22 tries to come to pit road. The 17 slows down, and Matt DiBenedetto does not bother to lift. I would call it a slide job, but I don't think it was intentional. Matt DiBenedetto really pulled something off there, but they all keep it together. The big winner there was Matt DiBenedetto because he gained a lot of spots. The big loser, Ricky Stenhouse, who falls outside of the top 10 with right side damage after he made contact with the wall. The other car that made contact with the wall was Kurt Busch, who was running in the top 5 but has fallen to 7th. His brother Kyle is still holding on to the lead over Eric Almirola, although they are getting a lot more pressure. They're pulling away from the pack, but the 4 car is charging hard. 3 seconds back. But that 3 seconds disappears, and suddenly Kyle Busch has to deal with Kevin Harvick for the race lead. Harvick's looking, he's there. He's honestly faster than the 18, and I think Kyle Busch can do nothing but just give away that spot. And Kevin Harvick moves to the lead with no real pressure behind and not much traffic out front towards the end of stage 1. And Ryan Preece, I believe, in the 37 car, has an engine problem here, but he keeps everything sorted, gets it to pit road, stays off the racing surface. And that allows Matt Kenseth to creep into the top 10 for the first time all night. Don't look now, but the 42's been pretty fast in his first race back. He's in 10th. And Kevin Harvick would win the stage with a 3-second gap back to second and Clint Bowyer. Kyle Busch falls all the way to 9th. Burnt his tires off there. Harvick managed his tires very well in that run. And Harvick, speaking of tires, would lead everyone down pit road on lap 91, looking for fresh Goodyears. Now, this restart will be chaotic, as I've mentioned before, lap cars to the inside. That means that everyone will have to deal with that lap traffic that's at the front of the field, and there's not much room to race for lead lap positions and pass lap traffic at Darlington, especially on a restart where everyone's got new tires and a lot of confidence. Kevin Harvick gets away, and that leaves the field to deal with Daniel Suarez, JJ Yeley, those guys on the inside. But it wouldn't be a lap car that does it. Rookie Cole Custer gets squeezed into the wall by Brad Keselowski and crash in turn 3. Chase Elliott here gets involved, collects Ricky Stenhouse, and Ryan Newman in his first race back gets clipped. The 52 and the 51, both Rick Ware cars, are in trouble. The big trouble for Brad Keselowski here is the way his car parks on the banking. You can see it here. Here's another replay. That 2 car will come down the track and sit with the rear wheels off the ground, and he has to get help to get rolling, and he'll lose 2 laps in the process. Bad luck for the way the 2 car ended up, because he could not get the rear wheels to push him along. Clint Bowyer would inherit the lead off of pit strategy. Taking no tires, the 4 and the 13 took 2 tires. Everyone behind took 4 tires. After just half a lap, everyone wanted tires, which I find strange, but it's Darlington. Tires are very important. And once again, everyone dealing with lap traffic. That's going to let Clint Bowyer jump away. Kevin Harvick right behind him, and Ty Dillon further back, hanging in there, trying to hold off Martin Truex Jr. as they head down into turn 3. And then Tyler Reddick, another rookie, Ryan Newman not having a good time with these rookies tonight, gets turned, backs it into the wall, collects Cole Custer, the 51 and the 34. And that would bring us to yet another restart with even more cars that are slower, lap down cars stuck on the inside. Now Ty Dillon moves into second because the 14 thinks better of this strategy and pits. Ty Dillon is actually able to get a pretty decent restart, only stuck behind 2 lap cars there and holding Eric Almirola off, and he settles himself in solidly second place within a couple of laps of the run. But Ty Dillon has to come to pit road. Driver has a problem of some sort, and it's a shame because he really started to show that he had some speed, but had to come to pit road. Matt Kenseth, don't look now, once again, he's in the top 5. Moving into 5th, the 42 car is looking pretty stout. Kevin Harvick leading the race over teammate Eric Almirola, no real challenge there, but Alex Bowman within a few laps would show up. This is the halfway point in the race, about midway through stage 2 and the race as a whole. Kevin Harvick wins first with Alex Bowman, who recovered from some pit damage you can see on the back, and Truex in 3rd, Kenseth in 4th, and Clint Bowyer back there, he's running in 5th, having a good day. SHR as a whole running pretty well today. Up front, Alex Bowman begins to look for the lead around lap 150, and he would get it. Kevin Harvick not able to hold back the 88. But then there's this phantom caution that I still can't find the cause of, but the pace car is out, and everyone's racked up behind it. I have no clue what caused the caution, but everyone came to pit road, and Alex Bowman lost 3 spots. Most of the field kept pretty organized. Clint Boyer also lost some spots. Kevin Harvick would restart again, doing the same thing as usual, getting past that lap car on the inside and jumping to the preferred line. And he would run away, but he would have to deal with this 22 car who's trying to get his lap back. 22 is more than 1 lap down, but if he can get them back under green, he can get back to the lead lap, and he's got a fast enough car to compete for the win. This is a long enough race that he could probably pull it off. He would not get his lap back though, as Kevin Harvick would win the stage and keep the 22 car behind him. Further back, it's Martin Truex, Alex Bowman, Eric Almirola, and Clint Boyer, the top 5 in stage 2. And during pit stops, Kevin Harvick, Calamity, Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick get together. Big right side damage to the 4 car. You can see it just gouged a hole in the right side of the 4, right where the number is, and that's really important for side force. So we'll see if the 4 can hang on. He doesn't pit to repair it. He just assumes that he's gonna hang in there and see how it goes, and it's brave, but we'll see what happens. He knows he has the advantage of clean air and a little bit of a buffer in the form of that 22 car on this restart, but this time he can't get clear of the 22. He's slower in the corner. He's not really able to get as far out, and the 22 actually gets a lap back. If he can hold on to it till the next caution is another question, but he does get it back, and Martin Truex Jr. makes short work of an ailing Kevin Harvick with the right side damage. Truex would go to the lead, and that's the way it would look for quite a while, those 2 cars breaking away. Kevin Harvick able to hold on, but not able to really challenge Truex for the pass at any point. Eric Jones would be the next to show up, looking past Kevin Harvick and now chasing down Martin Truex Jr., the past Southern 500 winner from last year, showing speed. He was fast earlier, and he's finally getting back into the top 3 and showing that he's got race-winning speed. Someone who had race-winning speed before that phantom caution was Alex Bowman, who has now fallen outside the top 10. The 88 car kind of falling off here. Not really able to recover back to where he was before that caution came out. And Eric Jones would look for the lead up front. The 20 car trying to get past the 19, and he really struggling to complete the pass. It takes him a couple laps, but he finally does it, and he brings Kevin Harvick with him. Harvick maybe not as ailing as we thought with that damage. He would be the first car to come to pit road in the green flag cycle. And I would expect him to jump to the lead because Eric Jones comes 1 lap later, which is typically a good way to lose position. But coming off pit road, Kevin Harvick finds Ricky Stenhouse, who's trying to enter pit road and come down the track. They collide, and Harvick gets stopped in the middle of the track. Chris Buescher, trying to avoid, gets on the apron, slides up the track, and big wreck on the backstretch. Everyone's on old tires. No one can stop. Big hits for Newman, Custer, Nemechek, and Chris Buescher upside down on the backstretch. You can see he just gets on that apron and there's no grip on the flat, and he slides up the track, and suddenly it's just everyone trying to stop on old tires and hot brakes. And Buescher is upside down. His teammate Ryan Newman really damaged. You can see the 4 car just runs into a Ricky Stenhouse Jr. who's trying to pit, and this was something interesting. Denny Hamlin, well after the caution has come out, crashes into Kevin Harvick. That would end Hamlin's day, but unfortunate. Now, because of that caution falling in the pit cycle, we have quite a mess. There's the cars in front of Clint Boyer are on the tail end of the lead lap, and everyone else that's on the inside is 1 lap down. But things are messy. You can see Chris Buescher there with the roof caved in and all is still out on the racetrack. The magic of NR 2003. And Matt Kenseth has moved into second with his Ganassi teammate Kurt Busch right behind him. Clint Boyer leads the race, but he's got a lot of pressure from Kenseth already, and the 22 blows a motor, and Kenseth sorts himself by on the outside. His Boyer has to lift. There's no yellow for that. 22 lays down no fluid and gets safely to pit road. And Matt Kenseth assumes the lead. Someone who's running extremely well is this 00 car of Quinn Hoff. Shout out also to Corey LaJoie behind him, but Quinn Hoff usually runs in the mid-30s, and he's running 7th after all the chaos of the day and just lucking out on pit strategy. But any run is a good run if you can get up here in the top 10 for an underfunded team. Matt Kenseth having an even better run though. He leads the race, but he has to deal with all this lap traffic on the tail end. He's got his teammate Kurt Busch behind him. It's a Ganassi 1-2, but lap traffic is going to be tough, and Kurt Busch is not going to give him any help. And Kurt Busch would finally look to make the pass after Truex caught up Matt Kenseth racing to hold on to his lead lap. Kurt Busch gets away, puts a couple cars between himself and Matt Kenseth, and Matt DiBenedetto also sorts through, and with 5 to go, it would be Kurt Busch and Matt DiBenedetto up front. Those 2 cars breaking away. Matt DiBenedetto has something for the 1 car. He's closed it to about a car length and a half, and then a car length in turn 3. He's got something there, but he's just got to deal with that dirty air from the 1 car. That big spoiler really makes it hard to close up and pass, and that's been the story of the day as they come to 4 to go. But Matt DiBenedetto wouldn't be able to do it. Kurt Busch would drive away as he comes to get to the white flag. He's got over a second gap already, dealing with some stragglers on lap traffic right here, but no pressure from behind. Kurt Busch, winner of the Kentucky race last year. That was his last victory, and his first one with Ganassi. This will be his second one with Ganassi as it comes into turn 3. Clears Daniel Suarez, the lap traffic. And Kurt Busch will win the Real Heroes 400 at Darlington over Matt DiBenedetto and Matt Kenseth. His challengers late could not hold on to the 1 car. Matt DiBenedetto held strong for the longest, but Kenseth dropped out early, finishing 3rd, 4 seconds back. And he lapped up to 9th after that pit strategy really caused a mess in this race. And looking at the finishing order, you can see it clearly. Guys like Kurt Busch winning, even though he didn't have the fastest car all day. Matt Kenseth, who was at best a 10th place or 5th place car, finishing 3rd. Tyler Reddick has a great run as a rookie despite getting in a wreck early, finishing 6th. Quinn Hoff, Corey LaJoie, Darrell Wallace all have fantastic runs in underfunded equipment. And just the chaos of the race is exhibited with guys like Kevin Harvick, who led the most laps, down in the 30s. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. It's been a lot of work, and I'm really proud of what I put together here. And yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you thought. And thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.